right. Some stuff about Hawaii and Alaska. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, this is interesting. Yeah. Okay. And says the Lord of hosts, from the depths of Hawaii, evidence shall come forth. From the
Oh,
depths of the sea, treasure and history shall be found.
oh,
However, in this hour, the people of Hawaii need to turn from their false gods and their hulas and the embedded mysticism that has been in the soil of the ancestors. I am calling in this hour for them to turn, as an even greater eruption and shifting of plates and ground is set to occur. For the earth is groaning, says the Lord. That spirit of alcoholism and addiction broods over Hawaii. It broods over Alaska, says the Lord. It lords, that's capitalized, over it. There is a thread from Hawaii to Alaska, and I, the Lord, shall shake both. And in
right.
Alaska, there shall be an enormous shift as the ancestral ties must break. For the spirits of addiction and suicide has so attached to the mysticism of the people for generations. And I, the Lord, am tilling the soil in Alaska to break up such lines and agreements, and a shaking in the natural of the ground, and unusual flashes of light in the skies shall be evidence of the shiftings happening in the spirit that will
Nice.
bring forth fruit in the natural. For two nations vie for the territory of Alaska. Two nations are plotting ways to attempt to take it and annex it to themselves. For the
Oh,
resources deep in the ground, untapped, there is a new resource even in the ground of Alaska that shall come forth.
oh.
However, the bears and the dragons and the genies of the Far East have been examining and racing each other for a way to take such for themselves. Watch and see, says the Lord.
Wow. I mean, that's intense because
Yeah.
that's ours. That belongs to us, the United States. So obviously, it's in Russia used to own Alaska before they sold it to us. So that would be one of the nations right there that wants
Yep.
it back. And then the China, the bear. Let's see. Russia's the bear. China's the
Just a dragon and the genies
dragon.
of the Far East. So that could be a couple of different nations.
Okay, so other
Yeah.
nations too. So it's just not those two. What was the other thing? Oh, I was interested. You talked about the tie between mysticism and suicide. Do you have any idea what the
You know, there's mysticism is interesting. It was said at one point that Walt Disney was into Eastern mysticism.
really?
Yeah, in some of the biographies that have been written about him. And so mysticism attaches to the spiritual realm where, you're dealing with more familiar spirits
No.
and things of that nature that have gone through family lines for generations that claim they have stakes to that territory through
Yeah.
family lines and what's gone on in that territory.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
Interesting. Interesting stuff. By the way, the whole thing about Walt Disney,
Yeah.
we have these two different images. One is the family man, Walt Disney, started Disneyland,
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse before that, and all of that. And so we have a lot of entertainment. It's gone really bad in the generation since he died, a couple of generations.
Yeah.
But then every once in a while I see someone else slam him and claim that he was into things that weren't good. So there's the Walt Disney that Kat has seen in heaven,
Yeah,
who
and
is
he could have
perfected
went.
in Christ. But
Yeah.
that didn't mean he walked the earth as a perfect man, right? Is
I
like,
think he dabbled. I think that's why you saw early on in Disney movies wands and wizard hats
yeah,
and
yeah.
things of that nature because it's reflecting really what he was dabbling
Oh, that's really interesting. I
in.
hadn't thought of it
Yeah.
that way.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, really good. Yeah, I used to, as a young kid, I used to like going into the haunted mansion because it was funny, or it was, ooh, but it was like it was only the only scary thing I was ever allowed to do because I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies when I grew up. But
Yeah.
that was somehow family entertainment, which is a little dumb to go
Yeah.
in there and have them go into a haunted mansion and see skeletons running around. So it's not exactly entertainment. We just took it that way.